Welcome to another startup and complete car documentation. What we're looking at today is a 2017 Subaru Outback 2.5i Limited.
This Outback is painted in crystal black silica.
It does have smart key access on the front doors. There are bottle holders and storage areas in the front door panels. This one does have a premium Harman Kardon sound system. As you'd expect, you get power windows, locks, and mirrors. And you also have two-person memory settings for the driver's seat.
The Limited trim upgrades the seats to leather, and this one's finished in the slate black interior color scheme.
Both front seats are fully powered. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. On the key fob, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, trunk release, and panic, or power tailgate release. And of course, along with smart key, it has push button ignition.
What you're looking at right here is one of the best-selling models in Subaru's lineup. The Outback is basically the more adventurous sibling of the midsize Subaru Legacy. The model is essentially a Legacy with an increased ride height for better off-roading capabilities and more rugged styling to go along with it. The Outback first appeared for 1995 when the Legacy had just entered its second generation. At the time, it was called the Legacy Outback. Each generation of the Legacy ever since then has also had an Outback counterpart. Initially, both the Outback and Legacy were available as either a 4-door sedan or a 5-door station wagon. However, starting a couple of generations ago, the Legacy became solely a 4-door sedan, while the Outback can only be had now with the 5-door body style. As of the 2023 model year, the Legacy is in its 7th generation and the Outback in its 6th. This 2017 model we have here represents the Outback's 5th generation, which in turn is based on the 6th generation Legacy. The Gen 5 Outback and Gen 6 Legacy were sold in North America from model years 2015 through 2019. For 2018, they both received a mid-cycle facelift, which freshened up the styling a bit and added some new features and other refinements. That of course makes this 2017 a pre-facelift. The US market 2017 model year Subaru Outback was available in the following trim levels: 2.5i, 2.5i Premium, 2.5i Limited, 2.5i Touring, 3.6R Limited, and finally 3.6R Touring. There were two available engines, both being Subaru Boxers. In 2.5i models like this one, the engine is a 2.5-liter flat-4 with 175 horsepower. In the 3.6R trims, the engine is a 3.6-liter flat-6 with 256 horses. Standard across the entire Outback range are a continuously variable automatic transmission and Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system. The 2017 Legacy and Outback both got plenty of available safety tech as well, including Subaru EyeSight, pre-collision braking, lane keep assist, high beam assist, reverse auto braking, and so on. Competitors for the Outback in 2017 included cars like the Chevy Equinox, GMC Terrain, Ford Edge, and Nissan Murano. In Subaru's 2017 crossover lineup, the midsize Outback was the largest, slotting above the compact Forester.
So the instrument cluster has 4 analog gauges, which are your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. And then in the center is a pretty large information display, which can be gone through via the controls on the steering wheel. It has a 4-spoke designed leather-wrapped multifunctional steering wheel. There are sport grips at 10 and 2, along with paddle shifters for simulated manual shiftability with the CVT. As for controls, on this side you have various audio and Bluetooth controls. Then you have your information display controls. And right here are your cruise and adaptive cruise controls. Your lane keep assist, your gap adjust, that kind of stuff. It is a tilt and telescopic steering wheel. Got a pretty big panel of toggle switches and controls. You have your power tailgate release, steering responsive fog lamp toggle switch, height memory for the power tailgate, panel dim or forward collision braking toggle, lane departure alert toggle, blind spot and rear cross traffic alert toggle, and your traction control toggle. Air vent for the driver, trip reset button, and right here is your exterior lighting stock. And on this side is your wiper stock. Going down the center of the interior, you have a speaker up top, air vents, got your hazard light switch, and right here is the whole touchscreen head unit for your Subaru Starlink infotainment system. We'll go over that more in a bit. But you have AM, FM, Sirius XM, plus a CD player. Below that, you have all of your dual zone automatic climate controls. You also have 3-stage heated front seats. Some storage behind this cover. Next to the shifter, you have a little bit of storage, 2 cup holders. You have an electronically operated parking brake, your X mode for better off-road capability, and your hill hold. Backup camera if you put it in reverse. And you got a center console. And there is a power outlet in there. The glove box is lockable. One thing I love about this interior is this matte wood trim. So all 4 corners have grab handles. Both sun visors have vanity mirrors and lights. You have an auto-dimming rearview mirror with a compass, garage home link, passenger airbag indicator. On the overhead console, you have a sunglass holder, roadside assistance, overhead lighting, and your power sunroof controls. Finally, we'll go over quickly the Starlink infotainment system. It does have navigation, so there's the map. See how you can move it around with your fingers. Cool. Okay, I say pretty cool a lot. It's like becoming the new and whatnot. But you got, like I said, AM, FM, Sirius XM, plus a CD player, so pretty good ways to listen to music. Good selection. That's your radio screen, phone for parent to phone, apps, well, MirrorLink, Starlink, AHA, Pandora, those are all very dim for some reason. Got info. This is like your SiriusXM travel link stuff, so your local weather, sports, fuel prices. Vehicle monitor. Bring up some of this info. Eco monitor, maintenance. And then all your various settings. Say it with me, and whatnot. And then these are also not buttons, they're just touch sensitive pads like the screen. A couple shortcut buttons, Seek Track. And then there's a micro SD slot. But now, let's go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the engine bay. Both front windows are fully automatic.
The limited trim gets you these 18-inch 5-split-spoke two-tone machine-finished alloy rims. The 2.5i Limited is propelled by the Outback's base engine for 2017. Said engine is the Subaru Boxer 2.5-liter naturally aspirated flat 4. It's an aluminum dual overhead cam 16-valve power plant with active valve control. It produces 175 horsepower at 5,800 RPM and 174 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. Power is delivered to all four wheels via Subaru's patented symmetrical all-wheel drive system, and the transmission is a Lineartronic CVT automatic with a simulated manual mode. Running on regular unleaded with an 18.5-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates for the Outback 2.5i are 25 mpg in the city and 32 mpg on the highway. It uses a McPherson strut front suspension and a double wishbone rear suspension. Stopping the Outback are four-wheel ventilated disc brakes. It has a max towing capacity of 2,700 pounds. Base curb weight for the 2.5i Limited is about 3,671 pounds.
Also bottle holders on the back door panels. .60/40 split folding rear seats as well. Both front seats have storage pockets on the backs. As for rear passenger amenities, you have your rear climate vents, and 2-stage heated rear seats. Plus you got a folding center armrest with 2 cup holders. Now space back here is pretty good. I'm about 6'1", and I put the driver's seat roughly where I'd have it if I was driving. And see, legroom, my legs are kind of up against the seat, not pushing hard up against it. I don't feel cramped really. And you know, if there's someone even slightly smaller than me in front of me and they have the seat up further, it'd be really comfortable. And headroom is really pretty good too. Now that's one of the benefits of getting the Outback over the Legacy, since this is a wagon version or crossover version. Get a higher roofline, more headroom. I can see why these are extremely popular. They're mid-size, so pretty good in terms of space. And then you got the raised ride height and the all-wheel drive, so you can do some light off-roading. You know, they're adventurous, rugged. Always been a fan of these Outbacks. Single exhaust, rear wiper, and as I mentioned before, it does have a power tailgate.
With the rear seats up, the Outback offers 35.5 cubic feet of cargo space. Folding the rear seats down increases space to 73.3 cubic feet.
As you saw earlier, the fuel cap is located on the passenger side. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2017 Subaru Outback. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.